braf cyfafod o'r Cymru Cymraeg sydd yn y gynulleidfa. Faint o'n chi sy'n yma? O'r gwedwch? Yn o'r Cymru? Da iawn. Excellent. Da iawn. I should be learning Spanish tonight. Español. No hablo español bueno. I've been doing a class because of recent invitations to go to harp festivals in Latin America. And I know the word for harp is harpa. And festival is a festival. When everything is good in all languages, it's bueno. So, bueno. Okay. Right. A long time ago, in the county of BOWEN, on the coast, not far from a town called Parte, there's a house called Scare. And this house belonged to a man called Isaac Williams. He was a rich landowner and quite respected in his community. And he, of course, had the most beautiful daughter in all of Wales. Beautiful flowing hair, lovely eyes, the whole thing, as folktales would always have it. But Elizabeth, the daughter, fell in love with the one Thomas Evans, a man from Newton Nottage nearby, who was, of course, a poor harpist. And her father was fuming. No, he said, you shall not marry this man, you must marry someone of your own status. And she said, no. There was a big fight. And in consequence, he locked her in her room for a whole year until she obeyed. And she had to go and marry another man. And poor old Thomas Evans, the harpist from Newton Nottage, was very, very sad. And he wrote this next tune, called simply The Ferch o'r Scare, the Maid of Scare. And then, less than 5 years into the marriage, Elizabeth died of a broken heart. And it was ever afterwards said that Thomas Evans could never ever play this tune again without weeping. The Ferch o'r Scare, the Maid of Scare, with variations. Roberts' family and gypsies, some hornpipes. The first is called the New Gypsy Hornpipe, and the second, as we've been speaking in South Wales, is the Swansea Hornpipe. A very typical gypsy interpretation. They worked very well on the harp, and they came across them from various sources. One of them was just an old manuscript from the 18th century in the National Library of Aberystwyth when I was incarcerated many years ago. And the second I was pointed to by Dr. Meredith Evans, who, if anybody's picked up the book of the folk songs outside, you read all about him in there. But he was a truly eminent person. And a great soul. If he was Indian, he'd have been called a Mahatma. And he was so welcoming. Whenever you called up at the house to see him and Phyllis, his wife, they were always so welcoming and incredibly supportive of anything like this, of anything that young people like me were doing. But unfortunately, just after pointing me this way to this tune, Lorraine passed away at the grand age of 94. He'd had a fantastically rich life, and it was an honour to have known him. And you know, you see those £2 coins, and it says that standing on the shoulders of giants. Well, this is exactly the case whenever somebody like me refers to Mairead. First tune is called Breuddwyd Dafydd Rhys, and the second tune, Mairead's tune, is called BOWEN Seren Vain Siw. David Rhys Dafydd Rhys is Reverie, or Dream, followed by BOWEN Seren Vain Siw, oh my gentle, sweet, beautiful star. Another unacquitted love song, I'm sure. The tunes are not related. I just put them together and played around with them a little bit, and the whole set is simply called Dwy Dawn Hardd. Two lovely tunes. This tune was the first tune I learned from Eldra when I was a young, early 90s, not my age, the period, slender, hairy youth. It's true, there are photos to prove it, so please don't mock. Right? But I called on Eldra and she said, "Oh yes, you're the boy who plays triple out, come on in, come on in." And there was me, you know. I bumped into Eldra in a television studio. She was just launching the book that she and her husband, Professor Fred Jarman from Cardiff, had put together about the history of the Robertses in the woods in Wales. And I was in to play a piece, not of the gypsy music, but just doing something separate, and we met at them. I had just been at the World Harp Festival in Cardiff, you know, and I was off on tour to the United States the next day. You know, I did not think for myself, you know. Anyway, I said to the old lady, he said, "Oh yes, yes, by all means, come and see me when you get back from America." So I called in the house, and I sat down. She said, "Right, show me what you do. I'm not stuck in my bed, I'm looking at. So I played, and she goes, "Lucky Nathan Diane, you're doing very well." But we play like this. So the head of the ego suddenly went, humbled by a 80-year-old woman. It was wonderful. But Eldra was very patient and very generous, and shared the secrets and took her time with me, and as a result unlocked the key. And her daughters told me afterwards that, you know, after she passed away at the funeral, they said, "Mummy was very proud of Robin, and Mammy and Balchiao, she was very proud because of what Robin's done now, the gypsy music won't die." So, my class, who was learning it today, you'll be here next year performing it, right? Sweat. Anyway, this is the piece. It's the polka. I've been working at this piece, the first piece that Eldra showed me and taught me, and eventually, after months of working, I thought, I can play it now, you know. So I went to see Eldra. But Eldra, I can do the require polka. I can play you the polka. She says, "Okay, look at me well, but look at it. Let me see what you can do." So I played it, and she goes, "Lucky Nathan Diane, you're doing very well. You have learned the notes. Now you must learn the music." And it's so telling, isn't it? Just in one sentence like that, it is so telling. That, you know, this is the wonderful thing about a living oral tradition, in that they can tell you how to play it. It's not just what notes to play, but, oh, you've got to play a lot of verve here. It's a gypsy spirit, she knows it. Come on, gypsy spirit. You've got to play them as if you're a real gypsy. Well, I hope so. You can decide afterwards. And if anybody feels cheeky enough to come and tell me afterwards that I'm doing very well, that's all right. Just buy a CD, you'll forgive me. Podcast Live Forever. of having been invited out to the art festivals in Latin America is meeting up with so many talented, horrible teenagers. I mean, really, it's unbelievable. They actually have harp schools out there. And in Bogotá, where I was most recently in the Festival Encuentros Internacional Maestros del Arpa. They've all got to think of different names for the different festivals now, that's that one. But it was wonderful. The organiser was the founder and headmaster and main teacher at his own little harp school in the suburbs of Bogotá, where the youngsters have to go and practice for a whole hour after school every day. And boy, does it show. But that is the wonderful thing of a living tradition. They have maestri who can pass it on and teach them, and it's been a joy. I've been very lucky in that I met Elder, of course. But we also have another source, of course, in Nancy Richards, who's more connected to the triple harp than Elder was. And although I never met Nancy herself, I met several of her students. And of course, she lived long enough, thank goodness, to be recorded and even filmed. This next piece is the one that Adriano referred to and played the other night, because when he's been to Aberystwyth on his visits, we have a little jam session together, and we play together, and you know, and this tune, I want to play this tune, so fine. But this is Nancy's version, the original version that I picked off a recording of her playing it, and then I added the variations into the full style, again, using her own, Nancy's own arrangements and traditional techniques. It's a very lovely tune called Morfar Frenhines, the Queen's March. I think this is going to be one of my Death Island discs, this one. But directly from the playing of Nancy Richards. now, ladies and gentlemen, we come to my last piece of the evening. This is another Desert Island disc of mine, I'm afraid. It's a very lovely tune that I picked up in the manuscripts of the National Library and set back to the strings again. I thought at first it was a hymn tune, but it proved not to be. I thought it didn't have the right shape and feel for a hymn tune. It was much more of a hard air, so I've claimed it back. You know that sort of feeling you get when you're on tour? Do you? Yes. Well, you're feeling away from home, sleeping in strange beds, living out of a suitcase, on the road, eating out of services and kebab shops and all sorts of things, meeting wonderful exotic people like yourselves, here in this exotic place, the Isle of Wight. But it's a wonderful thing to do. I've been so lucky over the last 30 plus years now that I've been able to follow a career with this all around the globe. But there's always one thing better than being on tour. It's returning home at the end of the tour. When you turn the car, I normally tell this story in Germany when I normally go by car. They say, you know, when I turn the car east, west rather, I've driven around the east and I go west and I pass through Germany, I pass through the Netherlands, I pass through Belgium, I pass through France, and I come to the ferries, and I cross the ferry to England, I go through darkest England, past the London, all that awful way, until I see the bridge. And I know it's our bridge. And I cross the bridge, and yes, I'm in Wales. But I've still got 2.5 hours to drive, so I drive north, I go further north and west, across the hills, eventually get to Eisteddfod, and it is then downhill all the way. Oh yes, we reach the watershed of Eisteddfod, and the car just knows its way, and I take my foot off the pedals and it just rolls home. And I get to the house, I see the house, and I sort of park outside, I clamber out and I go into my house, and I see my armchair with my remote control. Yeah, this is contentment, ladies and gentlemen. You sit there and you can go. This tune is also called Contentment, Bodlonder. And I've never come across a piece which is so expressive of what its title actually is as this one. Thank you all very much for coming along tonight. You've been a lovely audience. You have laughed and nodded in the right places, which is important. And a big, big thank you to Harp and White here for the festival, for the invitation, for having me. Big thanks ever so much. Sorry it took so long, but the Paraguayans wanted me last year. I couldn't come. And the Belgians nearly had me this year before you, but I thought, no, we must need the English accent, must we? Anyway, but I'm here. Long last, first time ever in 60 whole years of being on the island, first time ever to be on the Isle of Wight, so it's wonderful to come and do what I like doing best, especially for you. Thank you everybody, it's been a joy to be with you, and go home with us one tonight. God long live.
Thank you.